Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Just Jill Jones Show. We are on part 3 of the A to Z of video games. Now, we told you we're going to be past M at the start of the last episode, but we're actually on the letter M
We
now.
lied.
So, yeah, we lied. Would you like to start off with the M's, sir?
M. There is only one M that matters for him. Metal Gear Solid.
I'll put Metal Gear Solid. I've never played it. I don't need to cause offence, but it looks phenomenal. For a PS1 game, like when it came out in the PS1.
It's one of those things, still the thing at the end of one when Rex is there and you see the whole thing, that as a kid blew my mind. I watched my mate Marv play it, and when he got it and played it, and I was watching him play it, I then went out and bought it.
Right.
And then played it so much.
It's the same with me with The Last of Us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched my friend watch it.
It's another one of those games where the franchise is huge. The guy I think who did Death Stranding and whatever it is was just unbelievable. How how we were talking about how the original idea is usually in the first game. That first game is so good, it's still so playable, it's still so fresh looking, it doesn't look dated. I mean, graphics and that, it will.
Same as Resident Evil 1, though.
Yeah, like it's still incredibly playable. All those kind of things, but almost the little things that have come out of it, the character I watch, so the girls, they watch YouTube, watch Wendy play things like because they're kids, yeah. Right, so the girls are 3 and 5, and they watch this thing on YouTube of Wendy play, and it just keeps their mind ticking over. But the sound effects are the sound of when you're caught, or when someone hears you. It's that. Or you hear what's that? It's those sound effects, and they're everywhere. And even the end bit when you die, the dun 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 dun. Dun dun dun! It's everywhere. Right. Everybody knows it. There are memes, there GIFs, everything. At the time, you don't realise it because GIFs and that didn't exist. But at the time, you played it and you were like, "Wow! I wish it was." I mean, it was I think it's a 3-disc game on the PS1. It's a big game. It's a big game.
It's crazy the thing they made games that
and
had to
then
be
they
that
did
big.
2, which was Sons of Liberty. 3, which was Snake Eater. 4, which was Guns of the Patriots. Now, I could be wrong, but I think Guns of the Patriots was the biggest game on the PS4 before they went to 5.
Oh, really?
I think Metal Gear 4 was the biggest game that the PS4 could handle before they went to the 5. I did used to know what it was on the Xbox, but I can't remember now.
Right.
I probably want to say Halo or something like that.
Biggest in terms of like gigabyte, like size?
I don't know. I don't think size. I mean, actually pushing it for power, for taking its brain up.
Right, okay, yeah.
I think for the PlayStation, it was Metal Gear 4.
Right.
But again, what a game. What a game.
Fair play.
What a game.
What other games have you got on your M's?
M's, there's a lot. Mainly because I want your view on them.
Right.
But mainly for looking back and everything. Do you ever play Max Payne?
No.
That's another kind of, I think, not Hitman, but that kind of route, I think.
It's like a silhouette of a guy in it with a gun.
There's that kind of thing. Right, now, Mech Warrior?
Nope.
Mech Warrior is interesting because now, I mean, a lot of people have played like Titanfall and things like that.
Right.
Titanfall is almost like a newer version of Mech Warrior. Okay. Mech Warrior was the first game where you actually got in the machine and piloted it.
Right.
Most of the time it was either you were looking down on it or whatever, like that kind of thing. Mech Warrior was the first one where you actually got in it and did it like Titanfall does now. And did some things where you can get into a bot and that kind of thing. But yeah, Mech Warrior I loved as a kid. You with simulators? Not your thing.
No.
Not your thing.
Not my thing.
I mean, I tried to download the flight simulator on Xbox.
We talked about Goat Simulator.
Yeah, and it won't let me do that because at the moment it's built for Xbox, not One. Right, it's X and S. It won't let you put it on the One, so which is a bit shit. But there we go. I think you can do it now or a version off because of the cloud gaming thing. But another thing I was going to Mario Kart. I was going to say anything Mario for M.
Yeah.
I couldn't not do M without Mario. Now, what's your earliest Mario memory?
Earliest Mario memory. Probably Mario Kart on the NES, Nintendo DS. That's really my first.
Yeah. See, I would say again,
I didn't have any consoles that had Mario on it.
See, I think it would have been Super Mario Bros. 2 at the time.
Right.
Around my cousins playing that. I loved it.
Is that on the NES?
Could be, yeah. Yeah, I know they went from one to the other. Because I know we went Master System to Mega Drive, and I think they went NES to SNES.
Right.
So, yeah. That's my earliest memory of Mario. And again, where we were talking about different things, Marvel vs. Capcom. You ever played that?
No. It's like a fighting game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I played it in
arcade.
It's almost that kind of thing where different characters against different characters. But, what a game. I love that game. But, now, I've got to tick things off here because I've talked so much.
That's all right, that's all right. You're the guest on here, so there's no right or wrong.
What's your view on Minecraft?
It looks good, but yet again, it's a building game and all that. I'm not interested in it.
No. I know a couple of kids and that really love it, like these digi swords and things like that. It look. I mean, I
think the sales for it alone speak
it's
to
biblical. Yeah, what it is. I think it's a build what you like, how you like, what you want, where you want. It's very, very open and again, I would probably say like another thing I'm going to mention later on, which I think you've got as well. Actually,
right.
It's another one, especially with COVID when it happened. It was one of those things that let your brain run free. Otherwise, you're going to go mental.
Yeah.
Which I think we'll touch on when we mention Pokemon Go.
Right, yeah. I've got that on my things,
yeah, that kind of thing. I think it's one of those things where you let your brain go. Mass Effect.
It's in space, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. No, I haven't played it.
Yeah, no? All right, right, okay. Now, boys and girls, before COD, before Battlefield, there was a game called Medal of Honor. A Medal of Honor, there was one called Frontline, there was one called Rising Sun, and it was basically the COD for the PS2 generation.
Right.
And I loved it. It got a rehash, I think, in about 2014, 2013.
Okay.
I think it got a bit of a rehash. Didn't really hit the same kind of things that it's done now. I think they did a Vanguard. I think all of that kind of thing.
Okay, right.
They did do it, and it's got a remaster. It got a redo. But that was the COD for them.
Right. Okay.
And I loved those things. Mass Effect we've done. Shout out to... Oh, right, this is another thing. Not so much building, but like full-on war, like the Total War games. So I've put Medieval here, but Medieval, they did Total War Warhammer, Total War Napoleon, Total War Medieval, Total War, where basically it's like mass controlling armies, full-on armies.
Right.
And sending them out into... You know how you would have the camera if you were building something? Yeah. You know how you would do that and you're building, you're watching things go out. This one's different in that it's the same perspective, but you're watching your armies go across land.
Oh, okay, right.
That kind of, my brother adores them. The reason I never really touched them is because they always seem to be PC-based.
Right.
And I haven't got the brain capacity for that. I just haven't. It's
for PC?
For PC. I just haven't. They're quite cool. Another one which I love. This is another one that explains how we were talking about how it's an art form. Metro. Now, it was a book too.
Metro?
Yeah. So there's Metro 2033, then the second book is 2034, but the games I think were done as Metro 2033, Last Light and Exodus.
Redux.
Yeah, that's the redo, yeah. So you got that one, and then you've got the last one they've done, which is Exodus.
Yeah.
And it's basically you're all in the subway in Russia, I think. And I think the original demo... Moscow, yeah. And the we had the demos on the tennis. When I used to work at Curry's, we had this demo on.
Right, okay.
And it's basically, he runs... Oh, no, it might have been something Connor and Ryan showed me. I can't remember. But he comes out, gets out the door, this dog goes for him, because you're like, there's nobody about, everybody's gone.
Right,
There's just... It's almost like... the Fallout kind of thing of all hell's broken loose, you're surviving. Yeah. And basically, you get out, this dog goes for you, bites you, and you have to get on a train or stop this train leaving because it's the only way you can get out of there. Right. And he zip lines down out from there, and the train comes past you at full point. Oh shit! And it's really good. It's so good, but it's all set in the subways and everything. The first one is, but they were two books. Okay. He wrote the first book, which was 2033, and then 2034. So if you love the game, just read the books. because they're followed by the same guy who made it all up. So yeah,
Okay.
they're really, really good. And the other thing I was going to say, flashbacks. Well, not even flashbacks for one, but Micro Machines when I was a kid. No, again, cars, you wouldn't have done it. But Mortal Kombat.
Yes, I've put Mortal Kombat down.
Mortal Kombat.
I've actually got something as well you haven't mentioned.
Go for it.
Metal Slug.
What is that?
It's an arcade game.
Okay.
I'll show you.
Metal Slug?
Yeah, I played Metal Slug 3.
Okay. That looks kind of retro cool, actually.
Yeah, it's an arcade game, but they ported it to like PlayStation and stuff.
Oh, wow. I'm going to have to give that a go.
Yeah.
That looks well good.
Yeah, look, you can tell it's...
Yeah, that is so good.
Yeah.
That looks cool. That looks cool. But yeah, so, yeah.
It's a basically left to right side scroll.
Yeah. I mean, going back to Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat, yes. I put it down.
What's your early thing for Mortal Kombat?
I've never played any Mortal Kombat game.
Yeah.
I was more Street Fighter.
Right. Same. Mortal Kombat for me, as much as it was.
But obviously they've made newer games of it.
They made newer games of it. I think we got 10 and 11.
Yeah.
I've got 10 on the Xbox. 11's the new. I think it's the newer one. But yeah, I think it all started in 1992. And that would have. So I'd have been 7. At the
it was
time.
when like video games violence.
This is
like,
where we start. Yeah,
games.
exactly. This is where it all really started, because when you look at like 1996, which I think is Resident Evil 1.
Is it 96 or 95?
Around that time, mid 90s.
Yeah, I want to say Resident Evil 1 is 95.
Luke. It's one of the two.
96.
Yeah.
It's 96.
96, and all of that was kicking off, I think. So, other things we got in 96, Quake comes out in 96.
Yeah.
All of that kind of thing all happens then, and it all becomes this thing of these franchises start, and it's just an awesome time. You know, indie music, guitar music are in the charts. Everybody's going bonkers to Saturday night. I feel it.
Wigfield?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So all of that's going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then even so, going back as well to Mortal Kombat. Apparently, it's the biggest selling of the two.
What, Mortal Kombat sells more than Street Fighter?
Apparently.
That's how we're all looking at.
I think that might be a Wikipedia thing. If you're lying to me, Wikipedia, we will no longer be friends. Have a look.
Yeah, it's Mortal Kombat.
It's Mortal Kombat. I don't know how.
Yeah, I think Street Fighter's more appealing.
I think it's more appealing, but
the music is quality.
but again, Mortal Kombat. I think everybody again remembers the film.
Yes, yeah.
Which is obviously I think
Paul W.S. Anderson directed it.
Yeah, and good little film actually. I quite like it.
I've not watched it, but I know he directs it.
Yeah, a good little film. And a couple of old things. If you're old PC, like the old one who used to play Minesweeper. Do you remember Minesweeper?
God, yeah, I remember Minesweeper, yeah. With the flags and
and all that. So again, working your brain, those kind of things. But yeah, and old games for like if you Marble Madness. The only reason I put that on there is because that's one of the first games that now you know the games we play where you like your phone's like this.
Right.
Do you used to use the D-pad on games for Marble Madness?
Right.
So it was like the older version of doing that.
Oh yes, yeah.
So it was one of those old retro cool stuff. But yeah, that's M.
That was N.
I think that's M.
N. I've literally just put Nintendo.
Oh, I have got a couple of things actually. Finishing off M.
Oh,
You've
really?
played Mirror's Edge?
No, but
I haven't. Everybody said it's a really good game.
Yeah.
But there's no crime allowed or something like that. I can't remember what it is.
Okay.
And Monster Hunter. Quite an open map thing. Never had a chance to play that. Also, if you like a bit of horror and you're a bit of a Lovecraft person, Moons of Madness. Silly game, but it's good. If you like a jump scare kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good game. Give that a go. See what you reckon. N. Go for it.
I've literally just got Nintendo. Just to shout out to Nintendo.
Shout out to Nintendo.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
For all that you've done.
Need for Speed Underground 2.
Car games again. I played the first one. I actually played the first one.
Did you enjoy it?
No.
Oh, right, that's that.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't have gone for
I
the second one.
I don't like car games.
Need for Speed Underground 2. I love it. Neverwinter Nights. Played that?
No.
No Man's Sky?
No. I've heard of that.
Fuck's sake.
Yeah. Well, have you played it then?
No. Yeah, I have a little bit.
The ends have gone.
It's quite good. It's like science fiction, everything all together.
I've got literally nothing for O.
Did you play any of the NBA stuff?
No.
No, I did. I'm tempted to, but I don't know.
I like
if
watching
will.
NBA.
Yeah, I don't know if I ever will actually play it, but it's another one of those things. 2K have
got it, I think, at the moment.
Yeah, it's another one of those games where I'm like, I want to play it, but I'm going to look at how to control it and be like, I don't know, I'm not going to enjoy this.
Yeah,
but we'll see. But yeah, O.
Yeah, I've got nothing for O. So that's down to you. Yeah, again.
O is something. I put a couple of things with O that I was going to touch on with you to see what you reckon about. The first thing I put with it is a retro thing, Oddworld, Abe's Exodus. Retro game.
No.
If you look it up, it's silly but fun. It's another one of those. It's the same kind of era of Bandicoot, Spyro, that kind of thing. If not a little bit before, but around PS1 era, where Abe is basically what he is, a soft squidgy thing, and you control him around it. And there's several. I say several. There's about 2-3 games definitely. I think Abe's Exodus is either the second or the third one. Right. But yeah, good little game. And again, Operation Flashpoint, which is if you like war games, or if you like Call of Duty but don't want to play Call of Duty anymore, you're bored with it, try that. That's a good one as well.
Okay.
The other thing I was going to pick on with you with O, Overcooked.
Never heard of it.
Oh, I think it's one of those games, I'm not going to say it's an indie game, but it's one of those games that's not well known, but it's one of those phone games.
Right.
Or it's one of those little games that you can play. It could be console, it could be... But it's one of those games to kill time.
Okay, right.
I think. And... Have you got a game on your phone where you just play it?
No.
No, you haven't got that?
No, I literally just watch YouTube.
If
I'm travelling on the train, I watch YouTube. Or,
so
or listen to Spotify.
Yeah, so you're listening to music and everything to kill time. Mm-hmm. The amount of games, it's like when I said to you earlier about how video gaming for people, would you call them a video gamer if you played a game on your phone on your way to work?
Oh yeah, if there's a port that's on your phone.
And that means that all these people on the train who are dressed in their best
are gamers. Yeah.
It's weird, isn't it, when you look at it like that?
Yeah, but people think video games is a console or you're playing with a joystick and stuff. So,
but like we were talking about Candy Crush,
Saga.
Fruit Slash, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. It's still a game. Mm. But yeah, I wondered what you thought about that. But yeah, I haven't got much for O. There's not much for O, is there?
P. There's only one P to talk about. It's Pokemon.
Yeah,
I love.
I mean, I've got a few things for P.
The I play obviously like the Game Boy versions of it. So yeah, blue, red, yellow, gold, sapphire, silver, ruby, gold, silver. Yeah, loved them all. Yeah. As a kid, just playing them, like literally, it was like you're out and about. Like the ability to play the game on.
Did you ever play Stadium?
No, that was
never played Stadium. That was N64, I think.
No, I thought it was the GameCube.
Or was it GameCube? Oh, GameCube. Yeah, it was. Yeah. Yeah, no, I've never
seen
played
it. Like I've seen videos or pictures of it.
Yeah,
it looks good, but
I think it's been made, and that's now kind of what you do with Go when you're fighting each other.
Yeah.
That I think they expanded it, made it better.
Pokemon Go, went off its tits. I think.
I think with COVID and that, I think even if you weren't Pokemon, I'm a collector. Right. I collect things. I always have done. I always will. Right, and I think it kind of honed into that thing in people where if you go, right, there's 10 things you got to get, find them.
Yeah, like Easter egg.
There's something about it that make people go, well, I've got to find all 10.
Yeah.
It's like having all the films of something and having that one missing.
Oh yeah, that would drive me insane.
I think that one is shit, but I've still got to buy it and find it.
Oh, I'm trying to remember what I've done that with. I've literally bought it and I'm just like,
I'm never going to watch it, but I don't want that hole there.
Yeah. I can't remember, but I can see the appeal of the Pokemon Go. Yeah. I personally didn't download it, but...
I don't know if it's too extreme to say, but I would say probably Pokemon Go has probably saved quite a few people, especially their brains. Through COVID and that. I would probably say that game single-handedly has probably kept people above water. I know the amount of people who have anxiety bits and bobs and everything, especially through the last few years.
I feel like the effects of COVID were after the fact rather than during. I think a lot of it was.
A lot of people will be worried about going out for a little while more.
Yeah.
But I think playing Pokemon Go has probably made them. I know a couple of my mates certainly will go out with their daughters, sons, and whatnot, and go out and go, come on, let's do this, just for a walk out, and it gets them outside. Yeah. It works. It gives them a bit of exercise. Bits and bobs. Mm-hmm. That kind of thing. I think it's a really good. I don't even have it. I've never played it. I was going to play it, and then I had to. Yeah, I never got a chance. But yeah, Pokemon Go, I would say, God bless you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
I've got nothing else to peas, mate. So just reel them off, and I'll say yes or no, which will probably be just no.
Well, we touched on Portal earlier.
Portal, yeah, I've not played Portal.
Portal is brilliant if you're fed up of doing something.
It's a puzzle game.
Yeah, it's brilliant if you are fed up with games that go, you do that, and you know that's going to happen off of that consequence.
Yeah.
Portal is one of those things where you can be stuck in a room, you blow a hole with your portal gun there, and you could get a portal behind you.
Right.
And then you've got to work out how it's a very puzzle based, but it's brilliant, and you will have to make notes and everything like that. It's really good.
I like games like that.
If you ever get a chance, try it. We mentioned Pro Evo Soccer earlier, didn't we?
Yes, yeah. I was more FIFA. I had one. I think I had Pro Evolution Soccer 6. I think. But
I find it fascinating how Pro Evo can
consider going.
Considering how big FIFA is.
Let's go against these guys.
If anybody sits there and goes, "Do you want to play FIFA or some other game?"
Yeah. So what are you?
What do you mean? Some other football game? Yeah. You're going to pick FIFA.
So I went you got IPA or this unknown brand, and you're going to be like, I'm going to stick.
Don't get me wrong. You will always get out of 10 people, you'll get 2 or 3 people who go, "I'll try the unknown. I want to see."
Yeah. I like this. What I know.
Yeah. You'll always get queues of people to get the next FIFA. Yeah. Always will.
Yes. Well, it's not going to be called FIFA anymore. I don't know if you know that, but EA have split from them. It's called EA Sports FC 24. It's going to be called.
That's nowhere near as catchy anymore.
No. People are just still going to call it FIFA.
Yeah,
like the Spring House of the Shell Cup.
It's the Shell Cup.
It's the Shell Cup.
Yeah. Plants vs Zombies.
Another mobile game I haven't played.
No. No. That's now a full thing on there as well, and it is boredom made real.
Right.
Where you sit and watch zombies attack your plants. It's Gardener's World's worst nightmare. But if you like that kind of thing, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Gardener's World's worst nightmare. That's the best line today.
Prince of Persia. You ever played it?
I've heard it's really good reviews.
It's a phenomenal game apparently that has never entered my realm yet.
No.
Maybe it will, I don't know. But anybody ever played it? Actually, a couple of games. I don't know, there'll be a couple where maybe that you haven't played. Prince of Persia Prototype.
No.
That's meant to be a brilliant game as well.
No, that one is just it's like GoldenEye, isn't it? Perfect Dark.
Perfect Dark there were 3 games around that time that GoldenEye, Perfect Dark and Siphon Filter.
Right.
And they're all kind of spy that kind of game.
Yeah.
And they're all brilliant.
Are they all I know obviously
Perfect Dark
are they all FPSs? First person shooters?
I think so.
Right. Because I know obviously
I think you can be with Siphon Filter. I know the bloke stands and you follow the bloke around on Siphon Filter.
Right.
But
first person.
Yeah, third person, yeah. But Perfect Dark, then there was Perfect Dark Zero.
Right.
Have you tried GoldenEye Remastered? That's on PlayStation.
Well, you mean the N64 version? Just
I believe so. Yeah.
I don't think it's on PlayStation.
I've got a GoldenEye Reloaded.
Oh yeah, GoldenEye Reloaded.
Good.
Daniel Craig.
Yeah, that's quite good.
That's okay.
That's quite good. It's not a patch on.
It's not N64,
but it's good. They re-released something on Xbox as well. Actually, this GoldenEye.
Yeah.
That's
that
it,
game.
isn't it?
Yeah. But it's only on Xbox. It's not PlayStation.
Yeah.
It's only available on Nintendo Switch and Xbox.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Which is so annoying because it just alienates everyone who's got PlayStation.
It is a bit daft, isn't it?
Yeah.
But there we go.
They'll make so much more sense.
I mean, my game for P was actually Project Cars, but because I'm a rally person, I was always going to pick that. I love that. Into the Past? Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
Oh, okay, right, yeah.
That was, again, a little game when you were wondering who you were, listening to The Offspring.
PS1 game.
And Nickelback. And thinking, should I grow my hair long and buy baggy jeans, that kind of thing.
Right.
And of course, retro Pac-Man.
Oh yes,
which I think everybody must have played
at
some point in some way.
Everyone knows Pac-Man.
Everybody can do that noise and whatnot. Exactly. And I put there, weirdly, we'll go into but I think coasters, Roller Coaster Tycoon, when it came out, I adored.
Didn't I? I mentioned
you did mention that's what I was saying. You mentioned it before. But yeah, those kind of games, I loved Roller Coaster.
So you got nothing for Q?
Yes, I have.
You actually have? Bloody hell.
Yeah.
Go on.
So, a game I adore, Quake.
Right, yeah. Oh, yeah, yes, sorry, you have mentioned.
And Quake 2, Quake 2 was probably the first game I played on the PlayStation 1 that I completed, other than that wasn't Colin McRae.
Quake.
Yes. ID.
Oh.
1996.
There you go. No, never seen this game.
No?
Oh, it looks like Doom.
It is. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Quake and then Unreal, which I'll mention later. But yeah, Quake kind of took the mantle for it for 96. Right. And then they did Doom 2, Doom 3, then they did 64. And then the last two that we've got, Doom the Redo and Doom Eternal or whatever it is.
Oh yeah, like
which is really,
the modern
really
day version of Doom.
Yeah. Which are really, really good. The only one I was going to say is that's apparently a game that's good. Don't know. Quantum Break. I think that's another sci-fi thing. So
sorry, I forgot a P that I thought of earlier and I forgot.
Go on.
It's a PS1 game.
Go on.
Parasite Eve.
Yes, I've never played it.
The story, I've never played it either, but I've watched the game. Like, you know, like walkthroughs.
A walkthrough, yeah.
The story is quality.
Oh right.
Yeah. Parasite Eve. It's based on a book, I think. It's a book that's been adapted into a video game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, we'll have to have a look.
Yeah.
We shall have to have a look.
In the P's, yes.
Right.
The R's. There are
One,
Resident Evil.
3. Resident Evil.
Yes. I love Resident Evil.
Good God.
I love the characters, the settings.
Again, 1996 again.
Raccoon City.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything about
Absolutely adore that game.
I could play. I could just literally go after this, go and play Resident Evil, and I wouldn't be bored
and be happy. Yeah. What was the first one you played?
2. Remastered,
and
that's my favourite.
Yeah, Have you ever played the older versions of 2?
Yes, I've played the older version of 2 and 3. I haven't played the older version of 1, but I've played the GameCube remaster. of 1. Which is incredible for.
I've got 3, which is Nemesis, isn't it?
Yes,
and I think that was the first one I played.
Yeah, I think
because I have memories of.
Because I think Code Chronicle was supposed to be 3.
And they never. They didn't finish it. They just didn't do it in time.
And they just thought, all right, we've got this Nemesis plot. We'll put that in.
Yeah,
and then
Resident 3 became Nemesis. Yeah. I don't know, but I know 3. I think was the first one I played.
Right.
And then after playing that, I think that would have been about 1999, 2000.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And then of course the first film.
Mila
Jovovich,
Paul W.S. Anderson directing.
Yeah, and I really like the first film.
I think the first 2, the first 3 actually.
Yeah, I really quite like the films. I think they're quite good, especially and from again a cinematic point of view, that camera in Mila Jovovich's face and then pulling back.
Yeah,
and the whole street was just smashed to bits and everything.
Or
that.
I think there's one. I think it might be in the 3rd movie where she's on the floor and it pans out and it's the Resident Evil logo, the umbrella logo.
I think that's brilliant. I think they're really quite well done. But again, just shows you franchise-wise, it's bigger than the game, man.
I've actually got 2 other games for ours.
Go on, what you got?
I've got a computer game, RuneScape. Did you ever play it?
No, any good?
Yeah, it's like
I'll have to write that.
It's a weird. I don't know. It's like a quest game. Like you create a character, quests.
Yeah.
You fight like.
What was the other one you had for him? Metal Slug.
Metal Slug, yeah, for him. Yeah. That's an arcade game.
Yeah. Sweet, wasn't it?
RuneScape was like a free game that everyone could play. You could become a member. And it was like £10 a month, and you got more quests, more items, stuff like that. But if you just played the free version, had enough going for it though that you didn't have to buy the membership.
Yeah.
But it was really good. I used to play it with my friends like at school and stuff. So and then my other R is it's in my top 10 games of all time.
Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah.
I've never played it. I have never played it, so
I'm actually playing it now.
Oh, yeah?
Not right now. Not literally right now. But
right this moment.
yeah, I've even though I've got a PS5, I've got a PS3 connected up in my room at the moment, and I've been playing GTA 4 and Red Dead Redemption.
Brilliant.
So if them games come out, Rockstar were literally the best company.
Yeah.
Like 08 and I think it was 2010 and 2008.
Yeah.
They were literally killing it. Like Red Dead Redemption and GTA 4. I
know a lot of people who rave about Red Dead.
Oh, it's so good. It's Wild West, but like it's actually GTA but with horses and carriages rather than.
It's
the storyline's really.
When it came out,
the storyline in essence is that you play as an outlaw called John Marston, and he's basically being charged by the federal government to look to try and find his old group, like gang that he ran with, and he basically said, if you don't find them, we're going to kill you, basically. And he has to go across America and Mexico to find.
Oh right, so it's a proper
Wow. Basically, and John's kind of like half wanting to do it because they did a robbery that went wrong, and these gang members left him for dead. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they basically threatened his family to say basically like the federal government. It's like it's like the transitional period between the Wild West ending and like the new world started.
Right.
So it's really good.
Oh, I've got it written down, but I've never played it. So
you can play on. You would have to play it on PS3 or Xbox 360. You can't play it on PS4 or PS5 or Xbox
I've got my
One
Xbox 360 system.
Yeah, you'd be able to play it. Just go CX, about £2.50, £5, something around about that price.
That's look. But
great game.
Carrying on, it's the same makers of Quake, Rage. That's not a bad little game. That's not a bad little game. That's almost a bit Mad Maxy, almost, actually.
I remember seeing the photo.
There's two of them.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
so you drive and shoot.
You can do there's a whole load of stuff in it.
Oh, okay.
And you're like on what's left of the world, but it is very dystopian, very almost Mad Maxy.
Like Fallout.
Yeah, it's really quite good. I quite enjoyed it. I haven't played the second one yet, but the first one was really quite good. But it came about because the only reason that it caught my eye was because it said on there that it was made by the same people who did Quake.
Right, okay.
So I tried it.
That happens a lot with video games. Like you see the developer and you're like, like Capcom's done it. It can't be bad, can it? You know? What other games you got for R? Because that's my free for R.
Ratchet and Clank.
Ultimate Crash Bandicoot. I think it was a bit later.
So,
it was a bit later for me.
I've never tried.
I've heard it's good. Yeah, I've heard it's good.
I've never played it.
Like Sam, Sam. Like he raves about Ratchet and Clank. Like when he was a kid, it was Ratchet and Clank and Jack and Daxter.
Yeah,
it was like the same. Like Naughty Dog. Yeah. Like they were his games, whereas mine was like Crash Bandicoot and GoldenEye.
Yeah. Every time I say Resistance, Fall of Man. One of the first games I ever played on PS3.
Yeah, it was one of the. I think it was one of the
first releases.
Yeah,
because I've got the Platinum Edition, and I think I've played it about 6 times, 7 times. I think it's a brilliant game.
Yeah,
I have got 2 and 3, but it's another one like we were saying where I'll go back and I will happily play that over and over.
It's like a skull with like an alien head with like with a helmet on.
There's an almost War of the Worlds kind of thing about it. Like you go down, they're digging tunnels here. There's a mission over here. And it's not brand new because it's like 1960s, 40s.
I can't remember.
Something like that.
I've literally only played. I can't remember why I played it. I think James might have bought it and we just didn't really ever play it much. Because we were just so obsessed with World of War.
I loved it. And we kind of...
Resistance,
Fall of Man.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, my mate Warren, who I used to work with at the refinery, he said, you're going to love this game. And we played it. And it's like, you ever played Sniper Elite?
No, I've heard of it. But...
So, yes. Like when you're in Italy.
Oh, 1900s.
Yeah.
I think it goes across through a couple. Yeah.
But across that entire, like, you know how you look across like Spain or Italy and you've got these large concrete balconies and whatnot.
Yeah.
And there's like a pergola across the top and lights. And it's like that and you're hanging off of there. But rather than how you would imagine it be during the war and everything like that, where there's a vehicle on fire or something like that, and a sniper just under sandbags underneath this balcony. Yeah, it's the same kind of thing. But there's aliens coming at you rather than
in this Sniper Elite game
in Resistance.
Oh, sorry.
And he said, "You'll love this. I'll give it a go." And within the first 10 minutes of playing the first level, I loved it. And that was it. I then went and got the other 3. In actual fact, I think that might even be one of the few games I actually got the tin edition for PlayStation 3, Resistance 3,
Right.
I got the special edition tin.
Oh yes,
edition.
yeah. I've got the tin version. I don't know why I bought. I think it was a free upgrade for Last of Us Part 2.
Oh right, yeah.
I got the tin version.
You got the tin version of that. Yeah. Have you ever pre-ordered a game?
Oh, loads. Yeah, I pre-order most of my games.
Yeah, I have done a couple.
Yeah, I pre-order most of my games just because I know it's coming. It's something to look forward to as well.
Yeah,
you know.
A couple of
What's your other R's?
A couple of flashbacks. Ridge Racer.
Sorry, just killing the bug.
Killing.
Yeah, that's dinner for later.
Yeah. Ridge Racer.
Ridge Racer.
No. Back to when me and we had a Ridge Racer Revolution on PS1, and me and my brother played that and Porsche Challenge to death. And then going back to the Mega Drive, Road Rash. Everybody knows it as Road Rage now.
Right.
But back then it was called Road Rash, and we specifically had Road Rash 3, which was basically you'd be on a bike and you'd have a mallet.
Okay.
Or a baseball bat, and anybody who came at you from the other way, you clobbered to death.
Right.
And we just knocked 9 bells of crap out of each other. And we loved it. It was brilliant. Well, the other one as well, which is even older than that, going back to Master System Mega Drive days, Return of Shinobi. Now, do you know Shinobi?
No.
So it's an old retro, around the same time as Golden Axe, Streets of Rage, that kind of thing.
Right, okay.
So it's side-scrolling, blah, 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 that kind of thing. And we had a thing that had Golden Axe 3, Return of Shinobi, Columns, Streets of Rage 3, and that. It was like a cartridge that had them all on there. Like a
right, yeah.
And we played it to death, and one of the games that was on there was Revenge, Return of Shinobi, or whatever it is, Revenge of Shinobi, which is, again, he's like a kind of assassin. But yeah, again, a lot of, when you look at how many games you played as a kid, you sit there and think, why am I not like axe wielding murder?
Yeah, I feel like that's a topic for like probably another video. But like the amount of like video games makes people like this. It's like no, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
It allows you to, if you had any faults about doing it, you can just let it all out in the video game and not.
Do you watch Bake Off? You opened any restaurants lately?
No,
exactly.
So
that's
Resident Evil. You let any vile outbreaks out there?
I haven't created a zombie either.
No,
that I'm aware of.
No.
I play a lot of Formula 1. I haven't driven around Silverstone yet.
Yeah,
so.
I don't even drive.
Do you not?
No.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I got for our...
We got for S's. I've got quite a few with S's as well.
S, right. I'm going to put something forward to you now, before we go into the games that you know are going to be in S. Right. Sims. What's your view on this? I remember being at school and people going, you had played Theme Hospital, which I think was one of the first ones, along with SimCity and that kind of thing.
Yeah. I've played one Sims game, and it was on the Nintendo DS.
Really?
Yeah, and that's the only one I've played.
I've never played them. They don't appeal to me at all.
They don't appeal to me either.
They're one of those games that I'm like, if they released a new one, I wouldn't care.
Yeah.
It just doesn't appeal to me.
Not
that if it's your
someone else might really enjoy it.
It's not my cup of tea at all. But up top for me is Silent Hill.
I've never played any of the Silent Hills.
Have you?
Well, you got to remember, I only got into Resident Evil.
Yeah, that's true. You need to play
4 years ago.
Right. I don't think you'll like them as much as Resident Evil, but I think you'll like Silent Hill.
Yeah, I feel like the storyline I'd really like.
Yeah.
I've never watched the movie either.
There's 2 films.
Yeah.
The first one, which has got
Sean Bean,
Alice Krieger in it as well, I think. Yeah, really good film. Really good film. Some people will say it's not like the games, but it's a film. It's Hollywood. There you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, brilliant. I like the films very, very much. But I've also put Star Trek and Star Wars there to cover everything. Like, a lot of people were going, where's Battlefront and everything like that.
Yeah.
Now, the original Battlefront obviously is 2004, 2005. The newer ones, which are, I think, 2013 and 2015.
Well, the PS4 version?
Yeah, the originals and the new ones.
I think Battlefront 1 newer version is 2015. Yeah. Battlefront 2
is 2017, something like that. I know they're 2 years apart.
Star Wars Battlefront 2 on the PS2 is in my top 10 games of all time.
So they are 2004, 2005. Yeah. They're brilliant games. I have them.
Star Wars was on point with their video games on the PS2.
as I said earlier, that demo we had of Jedi Knight, Outcast Jedi, I loved it. Absolutely loved it. I remember when it came out, because obviously at the time it was a big deal, even though the film is one of the classics of all time. But Phantom Menace, when it came out, and the pod racing.
What's your thoughts of Phantom Menace? I think it's a lot of unnecessary hate. Like I said in the video that I did on this channel, I said the last half an hour of Phantom Menace is probably the best of Star Wars.
And everybody sits there remembering the music going... Yeah. It's one of those things I think gets hate from like what we said
before. Just Jar Jar Binks, basically.
Yeah. But again, there's a lot of theories behind him and all.
Oh yeah, that he's a Sith. Yeah,
he's a Sith, and how he knows things and he's putting the strings. Which, once you're told that and you look for it, they are there.
But I think it's a very big stretch.
You're like, really?
Yeah.
But you never know. Anyway, right, but someone needed to set up the clones.
Yeah.
And then going into Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
And it had to start from... And they couldn't do a half-hour episode.
They actually made a Phantom Menace game. Did you ever play that on PS1?
You play that?
Yeah.
Was it good?
It's okay. Yeah. I wouldn't be racing upstairs to put it in my...
But I remember them doing the game of the pod racing.
Yeah.
I remember that game. I remember Starfighter as well.
Even the pod racing bit on Lego Star Wars is good.
It's good, yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah, so there's some bits of Phantom... I wish...
Darth Maul is...
I was just about to say, he's an awesome character.
Yeah.
And it's a shame he...
now... You only get to see him in Phantom Menace. Watch the fucking animated series.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
My brother's got them. They're really going in depth.
Yeah.
If you want to watch them...
Watch the animated stuff.
And
it ain't for kids. It's not for kids.
No, it ain't.
For
it's
everyone.
Really, really good character-driven stuff, especially if you're into Star Wars. Even if you just want to watch something and you're new to it, I think you can follow it and have an idea of what's happening, can't you? Because it's not in depth. It can be in depth if you want to.
Star Wars, you can literally just be an outsider with Star Wars and still enjoy it, or you can proper go to the lore and all
same with Star Trek. It's the same thing. You can go as deep or as into it as you want. But when those games came... Recently, Squadron and things like that, I like them.
Oh, have you played Jedi Fallen Order?
Yeah.
And Jedi Survivor?
Yeah.
They're good games.
Yeah, I like them. They're all right. I think they're quite cool. Yeah, I think they're really good. But something draws me back to Battlefront.
Yeah, Battlefront 2 is the best game.
Something draws me back to that.
I love Battlefront 2.
But again, we mentioned...
Select a fleet to command.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I think they're really good.
Just give me that.
Right.
Other games.
Skyrim,
but obviously...
Skyrim, we did mention that before. Sonic.
We mentioned that before.
Yeah.
I didn't really play them.
You never really went that route, did you? But the other thing I would mention, Star Trek Elite Force. I'm a Trekkie, I'm going to mention Star Trek. So, Elite Force, the one with the Borg and Voyager. Even people who were not Star Trek fans
enjoyed that
picked up Elite Force and were like, it has got a reason for being where it is, because I think there's something with it. Whether it's the engine they use or whatever, it's something like that, where it became so playable that people played it.
What's it called?
Star Trek Elite Force. It could well be the Unreal Engine quaking, I don't know. But there is something about it I know that people have cottoned on to.
You said, they're a bit ahead of its time.
Yeah,
sort of thing.
That's number 2. That shows you how far that's gone. But yeah, they were really good.
So if you were someone like me who's never watched a single second of Star Trek, where would you start?
If you want to go with series, just watch Star Trek The Next Generation. Start from series that series. You can go to the original series with Kirk and that.
Yeah.
But what you're going to find is, compared to now, how dated they are.
Right, okay.
Even to the point with Next Gen, you're going to find how dated they are because it was the 80s, you know?
Yeah.
But what you'll realise quickly is the stories in them are well written. They're quite well formatted.
Yeah.
Every episode-driven thing has episodes that are shit.
Oh yeah, Walking Dead, Game of Thrones.
Every you know what I mean. So take some with there are some brilliant episodes. Night Terrors, but Best of Both Worlds. If you're gonna just watch one episode, watch back to back Best of Both Worlds Part 1 and 2, which is the end of the season finale and the start of another season.
Right. Okay.
When Picard's captured by the Borg. Just watch that and see what you reckon.
Okay.
If, on the other hand, you just want to watch...
Where do you actually go to watch Star Trek?
I think they're now on Paramount.
Oh, really?
I think a lot of the series is on Netflix. The films, however, which is the next thing I'm going to mention. If you watch one, I would say First Contact.
Oh, it looks like you can actually watch it on Prime.
Oh, yeah? So you might be able to do that route then.
Yeah. Prime
But
Video.
yeah, there's tons to watch. Just it's like wines, finding one that you like.
Yeah.
Really. Couple of things.
Yeah,
I was going to say with S. Spyro.
Yes, Spyro the Dragon.
Spyro the Dragon.
Yes, I've played
awesome. Sniper Elite we've mentioned. Now, Saints Row.
A shitter GTA is what I've heard. A shitter GTA. It's like trying to be GTA but not GTA.
Just buying it, and it's just George Allen. A shitter GTA.
2 stars.
No stars whatsoever. I've given it 1 star out of sympathy.
I think that is literally what people say. Like, I've not played it, so I might be completely wrong. But I've heard that Saints Row is just a shit GTA. Why would you want, like we were talking about earlier, why would you want to play a game that's worse than GTA?
Than the one you're already
It has
playing.
no other redeeming qualities than it being a shitter version of the game. Do you know what I mean? Like with Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat, that were on the S's, Street Fighter, there are differences to both games. There's selling points to want to play Street Fighter or if you want to play Mortal Kombat. Yeah. There's no right or wrong. Whereas I think with Saints Row, why are you playing Saints Row? If it is that, like, I might be wrong. I might be thinking way too much into it, but Saints Row likeness to GTA. Was Saints Row inspired by GTA? It's not a secret that Saints Row was partially inspired.
Oh wow!
Particularly inspired by GTA.
Okay, so it is right. So it's a B-movie version of.
Yeah, but I think it's a bit more jokier. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't take itself too seriously.
Again, that's something.
I mean,
look at the difference between Star Trek and something like Galaxy Quest or the Orville, things like that. I would say if you like sci-fi but want a bit of comedy, don't want to be as serious, things like the Orville was brilliant. But yeah, 2 other we've mentioned Sniper Elite before. Love those games; they're good games.
I'd like to also mention Street Fighter's music.
I was just about to say Street Fighter.
The music is just top notch. The same Resident Evil.
I bought the 30th anniversary lot disc for PS4, I think it is.
Okay.
And yeah, some of the stuff on that is absolutely awesome. Again, another one of those things, 1987. And then 1991, Street Fighter 2 came out. And that's the one that everybody
goes... What did you think of the movie? Of Street Fighter?
I can watch it.
It's okay, isn't it?
I can watch it. It's watchable. I don't think it's one of those things I would have gone out to buy as soon as it was released or anything like that, but I can watch it.
But then they made a game of Street Fighter the movie.
Which is...
What is that all about?
Their media guy really needs to shoot.
It's just like, literally, how can we make more money?
Make a video game of the film of the video game.
Yeah, it's like if they made Resident Evil Mila Jovovich game.
We're going to remaster them all, but with Mila Jovovich's face.
Yeah, just on it.
Like, even the blokes. We'll do it the whole thing.
No, that's not Chris.
Subnautica, played that?
No.
I haven't had a chance to play. Soul Calibur.
It's like it's a fighting game.
Yeah.
Didn't one of them have like Yoda on Xbox and Darth Vader
there's some. There is some things you can do.
Yeah. A bit different.
But yeah, I was going to say Streets of Rage. We mentioned Street Fighter. Obviously, no one can play Street Fighter 1 anymore.
No.
Because all the games are destroyed. One of the first games, I think, if memory serves, where the actual unit had force feedback.
Yeah.
So the harder you punch the button, the harder the person punched in the game. So everybody knocked 9 barrels of shit out of it, and so no one has it because they're all broken. So
it's sort of like Doctor Who when they just didn't have some of the episodes.
Yeah.
We just why would we get rid of it? Yeah.
No, I think a lot of them have got the audio one and they've reanimated. I know they started with a company that used to do the Wind in the Willows. It was a company called Cosgrove Hall. And they started doing the animated stuff for some of them. Now I don't know who they use, but it was them at the time. But anyway,
the teas. I personally only have 3 more letters that I can do.
Right. How long have we got?
We've got 10 minutes.
So T. I think we're both going to go the Tomb Raider route, aren't we?
No. My favourite. You've probably not even put it down, mate. My favourite T game is not Time Crisis. It's not Tekken. It's Telltale's games. Have you played them?
No.
They do The Walking Dead and they do Batman. So basically, it's like, I'll show you quickly. So it's a company called Telltales, right?
Right.
And they do Whisper Walking Dead. So the premise of it is like it's all like the stylizing's pretty cool. Like that's the actual video game.
Yeah.
Right. So you take control of a character and you interact with other characters, and there'll be 4 different options to what a dialogue you want to say back to them.
Right.
And depending on what you say and do throughout the game, the game can split off into loads of different paths.
Oh wow!
So the ending would not be the same in yours as it would in mine.
Oh, brilliant!
Yeah.
Do you know, weirdly, when I was talking earlier about like the Bridge Constructor games, there is a Walking Dead version of the Bridge Constructor games.
Really?
Yeah, it's the 4th one out. So there's Bridge Constructor, another 2 that they did,
right?
Which include Portal. They did Bridge Constructor with Portal, but the 4th, I think, is Walking Dead. So build a bridge, or you're going to be eaten.
Oh yeah, kind of like Plants vs Zombies, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
But instead of being a plant,
you've got to run across the bridge.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's my favourite team. Tekken was a good option.
Tekken, I was going to ask about that.
I played my first Tekken game play was Tekken 4.
Yeah.
And then I played Tekken Tag Tournament.
Okay. And did you have a favourite?
Tekken Tag Tournament.
Tekken Tag Tournament.
Yeah. The fact you could just swap out one fighter for another fighter is just great.
I mean, I've put for earliest memory with T.
Sorry. I skipped over. Apologies. I skipped over Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
We had Tomb Raider 3, I think.
Yeah.
It's the one where you can shove the old man into the thing, right?
Yeah.
We played the first level. Me and James just couldn't get the controls.
Yeah.
It's as kids, so we just never played it.
It's one of those things where.
Was that tank? That wasn't tank, was it? Was that different controls to tank controls?
I think so.
Yeah, I think the controls are even worse than tank controls.
I think. I love the old games. They were of their time.
Yeah.
But for a lot of people, my age especially, it's like Colin McRae and GoldenEye and everything. It was part of growing up.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we got the new lot of Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider, and the film and everything like that. Which was good film. Back then, it is a good film.
The first one, second one,
yeah,
the first one's good.
But again, even the looking back at it, I would say female Indiana Jones maybe is a bit.
Yeah, I don't think it's female. Yeah, she's not an archaeologist. Well,
no,
she's just a
she's
explorer.
Not. She's an explorer. But I love those games. Yeah, I think all of them.
I feel like out of every medium that there's ever been, possibly, video games have done the female, sex.
Yeah.
A very good justice. Like you think of all the female characters in video games, like going all the way back to Metroid, was it?
Super Metroid,
and a female character,
in a pink suit.
Resident Evil, Jill and Claire.
Oh Christ, yeah, there's
Lara Croft.
As much as you would look through films where you've got Ripley, and even TV shows, so Nichelle Nichols, Uhura for Star Trek.
Carrie Fisher,
Carrie Fisher.
Even Natalie Portman, I'd say.
Yeah, even for Padme. Yeah, you've got a lot of really cool, strong characters. Again, through this, there are some brilliant.
I think someone's trying to communicate with us. Hello.
Yeah. We've got, as we were saying, so Lara Croft. I think, weirdly, like I was saying about with Duke Nukem, is another one of those games where the franchise has got a figurehead.
Such a good...
Yeah, a figurehead
Well, she was like on TV commercials.
Yeah, she was, yeah. And again, now, it's not as over the top as it was with the original games. Now she's more as you would expect. Lifelike and everything. It's kind of cool. I think the last 3 games, I think, have been really, really good. Really, really good.
Time Crisis. Well, you've got what we've both got running down. I loved it.
Yeah, Time Crisis. I adore pound coins and Time Crisis.
Euros for me. It was when we were in Spain. They used to have it in Spain.
Oh really?
Yeah, fantastic game.
Tomorrow
Never Dies.
Tomorrow Never
PS1.
PS1, and it was the first game. Well, Mum and Dad bought me and my brother.
Music on that was kick-ass.
Yeah. Mum and Dad bought a PlayStation 1. What you would call the PSX now, not the classic version, not the little round white one that came out. The original.
The original, yeah. The grey one.
We got one of those for Christmas once, and the game that came with it was Tomorrow Never Dies. And we absolutely wore it out. I adored that game. Yeah. I adored it.
But then when you put it up against GoldenEye...
When you put it up against GoldenEye, there isn't a comparison. But for me, it was that Christmas, setting it up, me and my brother playing.
That first level when you're in the snow. I've actually got on that phone
shooting them through the window and then going down a hill.
on the phone on Spotify, I've got the actual song on my playlist. Yeah, it's
brilliant.
called Outpost. The song. I'll play it once we've done this video for copyright reasons.
Yeah, obviously. But yeah, I love it. I've got a couple of other ones for mentioning. We've gone through Tomb Raider, we've gone through Time Crisis, Test Drive because I like rallying and everything like that. Because there's the Sinking City. If you like horror, but kind of like Necronomicon, Lovecraft kind of thing, it's all tentacles and everything. It's really quite good. The other thing I have put as well is Tom Clancy, so Splinter Cell, Rainbow Six, Ghost Recon.
I think we spoke briefly on Tom Clancy
I love
games.
them. Absolutely adore them.
I only had
PS2
I had a Game Boy port of Splinter Cell, and it's even still good on that.
Still good. Good. Very playable games.
Have you got anything for you? I've got one, but I've not played it.
I've got two. So Unreal, which was a bit followed on from Quake,
right?
And then they created Unreal tournaments, so blowing each other to bits, and Uncharted.
I've got Uncharted.
Again,
it's Naughty Dog.
Yeah,
I've never played it. Sam raves about it.
Yeah,
but
brilliant game.
Yeah,
another one of those puzzles, going about, climbing, doing, but with
Nathan Drake in it.
Yeah, Nathan Drake. Yeah. Again, the music's really good. Really playable games.
I've got nothing else at X, Y, or Z.
I've got V Rally, because V Rally for me again.
Oh, sorry, sorry. I've got W, but I haven't got V, X, Y.
So V for me was V Rally with me and my brother, because I was brought up playing video games for rallying. I knew what I was doing, whereas my brother didn't. So V Rally was the first real game where I'd say, "Come on, let's have a game knowing full well I'd win." But give him a fighting chance by starting a lap later and still winning, as in trying to overtake me, not realising where the brakes were and watching him go 130 mile an hour into a wall. There was that kind of thing.
I did that a lot. That's why I was literally turning, braking and stuff. I was like, oh.
So W, I know exactly what you're going to say.
WWE games.
Exactly.
There are so many of them.
There are waiting for the SmackDown games to come out. Was another one like, I suppose, like FIFA, you get your people in droves waiting for them to come out. Which, again, awesome games to play.
I love the wrestling games,
Brilliant games to play.
My favourite one is Here Comes the Pain. It was on PS2.
Yeah.
It was like Brock Lesnar, because it was like Here Comes the Pain.
Yeah.
Like the next big thing. And all that. And it was fantastic. The roster on it, the career mode or season, I think they called it. It was really good on it, but they're obviously like FIFA. They're very much the same. It's just a little tweak here and there. It's like, it's the next one.
Yeah,
So
the other one for me, World Rally Championship, which kind of then followed into Colin McRae. But Worms, hours me and my brother spent blowing things up with Worms. Where'd you stand on Warcraft?
Like World of Warcraft.
Yeah,
never played it.
Never played it. Neither have I. Maybe one day I will. The Warhammer games are quite good if you like that kind of thing. Wasteland, do you ever play them?
No.
Wolfenstein?
Heard of it. It's like
Wolfenstein,
Nazi stuff,
so it's if they won. So there's, I think, Young Blood, there's New Colossus, the old New Regime or something like that. There's a whole load of games. They're good games.
I've seen that you can just literally shoot Hitler. Or kill Hitler in so many different ways.
Yeah. So we got a minute and a bit.
Run through XYZ.
XCOM, that's a good little game if you like your aliens, bits and bob. Why I put Yakuza, I didn't know if you'd ever played it.
No, isn't that
I think that's like the Japanese underworld. Yeah. I got mates who rave about that. Zed, Zombie Army, which is a good little game if you like that kind of thing. And Zuma, which I bought up because it's one of those games where you like multiples of 3 or more and then they explode and go. But it's one of those games,
like Tetris.
Yeah, well, I was going to say games where you don't need... Yeah, I just want to play a game and pass time.
Yeah.
But yeah, there we go.
That was really good.
There we
A
go.
to Z in 3 hours. Wow.
Maybe we'll do this with some.
We've
other
got
things,
so
like,
much going on our Saturdays.
Yeah. So.
Well, I've really enjoyed that, mate.
Yeah, mate,
I feel like we need to do it again. Maybe give it some time. You know, like a month or so.
Yeah, and we'll do. We'll come up with some ideas.
Maybe do an A to Z movies if there's enough there. If there's enough meat on the bone.
I can do it.
Yeah,
I can do it. Don't give me a mission like that.
But the problem with we've literally got 10 seconds. But the problem with movies, it will take a long time, like this. But cheers, mate. All the best, guys. See you.
Yeah.